Brotherly Beliefs, Faith, Family, and Fun. I'm Malik.
And I'm Tristan. Join us for candid talks about life tapestry, from the faith that binds us to the family that shapes us to the pure fun woven in every moment. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's dive into the heart of our story in an incredible episode of Brotherly Beliefs. What is love to you?
What is love to me?
Within a relationship, within your relationship, what is love to you? Not what does the Bible say?
Yeah.
What does love mean to you?
Okay. So to me, love is a feeling. So with a feeling of love, it's, let's see, how can I describe it? It's, I want to say uncomfortable, but it's comfy, but it keeps you on your toes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it feels like home. Like when you walk into your house, you can just drop your shoulders, you can relax, you know what I'm saying? And it just feels like a place that you don't have to like worry. Like I don't know exactly how to explain it, but I don't know. Like when I get the feeling when I'm around Savannah, when I'm talking to her, like I just feel like free, you know, like there's no restrictions, no walls up or things like that. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I just feel free.
Okay. Can I put your mind in a different aspect?
Yeah.
What you just described is lust, right? So lust is a feeling, right? Love is a choice,
Yeah.
right? There's a big difference.
Okay.
Right? Because I can go out, if I wasn't with Caitlin, obviously, I could go out on a date and I could feel all those same things, but that's just lust, right? And this is why lust is a sin. Lusting for other people is a sin because you should only lust over your partner, right? You should only have that lust for your partner, right? Love is a choice, right? And that can tie right into this. So 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. So, you have all these feelings, right?
Yeah.
You're human. Have you ever lost patience with Savannah?
Yeah.
Right? But you can make the choice not to.
Yeah.
Because love is patient.
Yeah.
You ever gotten jealous?
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
But that is a natural feeling, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to make the choice not to be. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when I say that feeling, that home feeling, and I get the same feeling, the same, like, I could sit on the couch and just hang out with Caitlin because it's home.
Yeah.
And so, like,
so what is love for you?
Love is 100% a choice, right? And so, I don't know what verse it is or what chapter, but the Bible says, love like God loves you, unconditionally, right?
Uh-huh.
So to love unconditionally means with no limit, right? So when people say love is crazy, right? When love is blind, right? Because that's what makes it, like, I just lost my train of thought. I lost the word. Unconditional. That's what makes it unconditional, is I love you when you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
I love you when everyone tells me I shouldn't. I love you when I can't love you. Because that's when it matters. That's when it's a choice, right? I can't stand to look at you, but I still love you. I may not like
Because love hurts sometimes.
yeah, and I might not like you in this moment, but I still love you.
Yeah.
And so that's where the because the feeling of lust is still there, right?
Mm.
I'll always have that feeling of lust, but the choice to love you, but to love you is a choice. You make that decision. Like, it's not something, like, when people get hung up and, like, once you love somebody, like that, like, you'll never stop loving them. No, once you have that lust, you always have that connection to them, because that's the way God intended it to be, is one person forever. And so when you have these lustful feelings, it's normal, but and I feel like those words are so interchangeable in society.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. Like, I can like somebody a lot. I can have all this lust for them, but the love is not there, right? And it took me finding Caitlin to realize that. It took me, like, and I read this in my books, and I read a book called How to Be an Adult in Relationships, and that was the biggest thing and it teaches you everything from, because if you think about it, every relationship ends, right? And that's the biggest thing, because I deal with a lot of fear of abandonment, right? So easiest thing to realize is your relationship is going to end no matter what.
So death does us part.
Yep. Whether you break up, like, you're not married, you break up, you get divorced, separated, or death, your relationship's going to end.
Yeah.
So I can be jealous, I can be this, I can be that, or I can just live my life and choose to love you.
Yeah. So what exactly is lust then? Like, we went over everything that love is. What is lust?
So lust is the feeling, right? Lust is that,
like, that want, that crave.
Yes. You know that feeling you have to still chase Savannah?
Mm-hmm.
That's lust.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you look at her in a room full of women, you're like, I want that one. I want to take her home.
Yeah.
Like, and that's that lustful feeling
Mm-hmm.
of no matter where or when, you can get it. Like, it's just like, you feel like it's the
like,
craziest thing to explain.
Yeah, it is.
It's that home feeling, that feeling of security, right? Safeness, both physically, mentally, emotionally. That place where you can let your guard down, right?
That's lust.
Yeah, all of it. 100%, right? So think about it, right? We'll say it this way, right? If, so to speak, Gregory, and I don't know where I think of these names from. They just come up. Gregory is married, but Gregory is cheating on his wife, right? Not physically, right? That's lust, right? Because you're giving time. You may not be physical, but you're giving mental capacity, emotional capacity to someone else. That's lustful. So that's the feeling, is that's how to describe that feeling. That feeling of, I would dedicate my time or my energy into this person on a, like, more than platonic level. That's a lust, 100%. Drooling over a woman, right? So we've had this conversation. I will not go to a strip club. I will not go to a club without Caitlin. Because clubs are like hookup culture. We got into this before. It's all hookup culture. It's all like, you go to clubs for the attention. And so, strip clubs. Why do I need to be there by myself? Me and Caitlin decide, we're two grown adults in a relationship. We decide, this is what we want to do together. Okay. Would we ever? I doubt it. But for me to go there by myself, I clearly would have other intentions.
A strip club?
A strip
Or
club.
just both?
Oh yeah, a strip club. I'm
Okay.
not saying a club.
Yeah. Because
But
I agree with what you said to a point. Like, for a strip club, I wouldn't go to a strip club either. Even with Savannah, it's just strip club. The whole point is to sit, drink, and watch naked women.
Yeah.
Or naked males, whatever you choose to look at. Me personally, neither. Anyways, if I was to go to a club, I don't feel that it's wrong to go by yourself because I've been to clubs by myself while I was with Savannah, and my reasoning for going to clubs was to just dance and have a good time. It doesn't necessarily have to be with women. When I was single, the goal was to. It's really how you look at it. What's on your mind when you go.
Yeah.
Because when I go, I've been with you without Savannah. I've been to the club more time without Savannah than with Savannah.
Yeah.
But when I go and I know I'm with Savannah, or ever since I've been with Savannah, I know I'm going to dance. Like, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to drink. I'm going to like tee up with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only thing that's on my mind. So that's the only thing that I don't agree with you with on the club part.
And my whole thing, and that's my personal thing, right?
Right.
Is I would say the atmosphere is lustful. Like, right, if you look at a strip club and you look at a club, right?
Yeah.
There's drunk women. Depending on what club you go to, they're half naked. They're dancing.
Or even the theme of whatever's going on. Yeah.
And so, and I don't want to put myself in the position for it to assume, someone say something that didn't happen and now it's a big issue, is because
then that's a problem in your relationship.
It's my job to provide that security to Caitlin.
Yeah.
Right?
Because even if you didn't do it, there's still what's going on in their head.
Yeah, and the question, and I won't say Savannah does this, but I know she does. Because I'm not in your relationship, so she say she does it for sure with you, but she does this in a general aspect, and I know this because she's my sister.
Yeah.
Let's make.
Yeah.
She's my sister. But like even Caitlin, like will try to connect dots, and some of them will connect, and some of them won't.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that don't, in her mind, it's true. In her mind, she's already painted this picture of this is what happened. So this is what could have happened. This is what might have happened. And so now it automatically puts you in this defensive mode. So why would I put myself in that position? And that's my personal thing. And I don't think you have to agree with that. I think there's a difference between going to a club and going to a bar. I'll go to a bar by myself. I want to go out and drink and have fun. I'll go to a bar by myself. Go sing karaoke.
Yeah.
But I just think it paints the wrong image, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I get what you're saying. Like, I've been in that situation. I went to the club with you. That was crazy. Our first time. Yeah, and came home, and I guess like a day or two later, women were saying that I was like cheating on Savannah or doing Savannah wrong. And like, long story short, I'm like, that never happened. Like,
I was there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was.
And this is the first time we hung out. We weren't like close yet. Like,
right.
They would have been an issue.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah, that could definitely cause a problem in the relationship.
Yeah, 100%. So because a lot of what like Caitlin will tell me straight, will say it right here in front of everyone. It's not that she doesn't trust me.
Right. She doesn't trust other people, other women in general.
Think about it this way. Would you trust a room full of men?
No. You don't even got to finish. No.
Exactly. And so, and that's really, I guess that's really what it is I wouldn't want Caitlin to do that to me, so why would I do that to her?
Right.
I wouldn't want Caitlin to be in a room full of like, men who are drunk, getting her drunk. Because I've been to the bar or been to the club and had women buy my drinks all night.
Yeah.
They do it. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I also had a phase where I was into MILFs. And not even like MILFs our age.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
MILFs.
No, milfs. I guess. Yeah. I was about to say there are no milfs.
I
already,
was
but
18 to 21.
into like cougars. Cougars is another way you could say.
Yeah, cougars.
Yeah.
Before I left for my deployment, I was messing with I think she was 34. 2 kids. Divorced. Freshly divorced.
Yeah.
It's fun. She would call me and she'd be like, hey, I'm stopping at the liquor store. Do you want anything? I'm like, yeah, grab me, those pre-mixed Crown Apple or like Crown Apple and cranberry juice or Crown and like tea or whatever it is. Crown Peach and tea.
Those.
So good. But I'd have her get me some cases of that.
Uh-huh.
Go over there, get drunk, and we do whatever.
Mm.
One night, I was about to go get food. I was at the parents' house.
Mm.
I was about to go get food, and she calls me. And she's like, "Hey, have you ate dinner?" I was like, "Yeah, I was about to just go pick something up." Oh, well, how about you just come over here and I'll cook for you? Cook for me. They got snacks, juice boxes,
Yeah.
good snacks too.
Like fruit snacks with the filling in it.
Uh-huh. Or the Pop-Tart bites.
Yeah.
Gatorade.
Oreos.
Telling you, man.
Yeah, crazy.
18, 19, 20 years old. That's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so that's the whole thing is I know that me going there, I why would I put myself in a position that I wouldn't want her to be in? Right? And clubs aren't safe.
No, they're not.
Especially in this
day and age.
Wonderful town.
Yeah. Wichita.
Yeah.
That's what makes it
they
worse.
Get shot up all the time. And so now it's a safety thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so that's my biggest thing with Caitlin is don't put yourself in like unsafe situations.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Potentially unsafe situations. When you go to a small bar, chances that you know everybody, like chances are everyone's looking out for you, right?
Right.
We go to the same bar, like we're regulars, like you know us. They'll watch your drinks, like. But now you're stepping out of like your norm, and you're going into a position where you don't know, like there's 100 people in a room this big, and now what? Now you're putting yourself in an unsafe position. And one thing about me is, mess with Caitlin if you want to.
Yeah.
Like I'll call my daddy, I'll call my friends, I'll call my brothers, and it won't be good because no, like, and so then I have to protect me and my career and my future because you put yourself in a position to be unsafe, and now there's no I might react. I'm going to react. Like I'm going to shut this city down, and ultimately it's because you put yourself in an unsafe situation. And yeah, man, it's just
you really gotta like plan for your family. Like you gotta ask yourself, does this seem safe? Like, is there a chance that I might not make it home to my family? You know what I mean? And like we said, in this day and age is more. Well, there was still shooting and things back in the day, but still people more.
The crime rate is way
worse
higher.
now.
Like violent crime rate in Wichita is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah, and it's back in the day, guys would just duke it out, just the box, and then that'd be it. Like, they might even be cool after that or whatever, right? But long story short, everybody can just have a good time, regardless if it's happening, if it happened, go back and have a good time. Now people like shoot and things like that.
Oh
And
yeah.
now you got to run to your car. You got to go. Like, the party's over. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah. I've been at multiple parties I've been shot at.
yeah, same.
I saw my boy laying on the ground
Mm-hmm.
because Savannah didn't come to the van. But
Yeah, she
You know the
didn't
story?
come to the car when I told her to.
yeah, do you know this story?
No.
So we go to a Halloween party, Savannah's first party.
Oh yeah, she
Ever.
told me about that. Yeah.
I have June. Have you met Gwen?
No.
TJ's sister?
No.
I think you.
Oh, I have. Yeah.
I think you have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because she was over after Natalie's funeral. So we brought TJ. TJ is younger than all of us. He might still be in middle school. Savannah's a freshman. And so we have TJ, Gwen, Savannah, Sydney, Michaela, me. Feel like I'm missing someone. Maybe Chanel. Somebody else was with us. One of Michaela's friends. So there's all of us. We have my grandma's van, minivan, Kia Sedona or something like that. And so we're at this party. This is where I messed up as an older brother. I let them go off and do their own things. But Michaela made this big deal that I couldn't be up their butts. When I should have been. They should have been right next to me the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm dancing with this girl. June's dancing with some girl. There's a fight in the back of the venue. And we're still dancing. And then we see the two flashes of light, and then we hear the sound. So I throw this girl on the ground. Or no, I push June. Push June. He hits the ground. I jump on top of this girl. And everything's fine. People are starting to stampede out. So I snatch this girl up, get June up, help the girl that June was with up. I tell June, get the heck out of here. In different language. Get the heck out of here. Go to the car. He said, I'm not leaving you. Yes, you are. End of story. You're leaving. I'm going to help people. Boom, boom. I'm helping people up, helping people up, helping people up. I meet back up with June. And so the way that this venue was set up, it's like a rectangle room. There's a place right here where there's a bathroom and a utility closet and stuff, and people were smoking back there. They weren't supposed to be, right? But they were smoking back there. And then, but there was security at this party. But what happened was somebody left the back door open and was letting people in the back, so they weren't getting patted down. But the front doors, everyone was getting patted down. So you have people bombarding the front doors. We're going out the back door. So there's a door here. So a double door here, a second double door, and then a single door in the back. And so I get up to that second double door, and I meet up with June. Me and June get outside, and we get to the car. Everyone's there except Savannah. I'm like, where's my sister? We told her to come to the van. No, where's she at?
Yeah.
We think she's still inside. Boom. I take off my hoodie. I have a white t-shirt on and a beater underneath it. And so I took off my hoodie, told June, hold this, ran back in. I'm pushing through the stampede of people coming through, and it all funnels from double doors to single doors, so it's all funneling. I'm shoving people back. I get to that second double door, or the double door from, the same door that I met TJ at. I get there, and this Asian dude grabs me and starts pushing me with the stampede, and it's like, don't go in there, don't go in there. There's a dude shot. He's on the ground. And I'm like, let go of me.
It's my sister.
I said, let go of me.
If you want the best for you,
my little sister's in there. You better stop.
Yeah.
Get off of me, right? And I used a lot more words than I.
Yeah.
And so, but I ended up pushing my way through. Boom. I look over. see the guy, realize I know him, take off my T-shirt, give it to him. I said, "Here, put pressure on it." And they did. And I said, "Do you need me to call 911?" They said, "No, we got it." His sister was on the phone with them already. Boom, I'm looking through the whole room. The room is like empty now. Savannah's not in here. Damn it. Like, what? Like, and so I run back outside. Savannah's at the car. We ended up driving through some lady's yard. So by the venue, there was a trailer right in front of the venue. And we ended up driving through this lady's yard. Ladies on... Oh, my goodness. Ladies... I have heartburn. Ladies on the porch yelling at us for driving through her front yard. Yeah, man, it was
crazy
nuts.
Situation. Yeah.
Nuts. And that's not even the craziest. The party before... That's the first party we went to after... No, that wasn't the first party. Was it? Maybe. I think it was. That was the first party we went to after the New Year's Eve party, because that was a Halloween party. The New Year's Eve party, the January before, got shot up. I left to go to the gas station, right? We've been drinking, we've been partying, we're teenagers. This is not at my best time. This is when I was doing really bad stuff, like crazy. Like, this is still when I was running the streets with my friends, like a hoodlum. Don't do it, kids. It's not funny. I'm serious. Don't do it. You want to be dead or in jail? Then
yeah,
real. It's not. I made it out luckily. Anyway, so I run to the gas station, and I'm on the way back. So I guess what happened was there was two dudes from different sets tripping at the party. They put brooms in the doors so they couldn't get out. Wouldn't let anybody out. And then decided to have a shootout in this. And this is no bigger. This entire venue is no bigger than from this wall to the kitchen wall. But this wide, like no kidding. And where like the kitchen is, there'd be a cutout, and there was like a window and that would have been like there was like a seating area right there, like a bar area.
Yeah. And
so, but this is like a venue. They don't have a bar, right? This is BYOB. And so they locked the doors, decided to have a shootout. Michaela's friend gets shot in the neck right in front of her. Yeah. Inches from Michaela. Like, yeah, and Michaela's calling me. We're with Aspen. Aspen's driving. And so it's me, Michaela, one of our old friends, and Aspen. And so Aspen's having a panic attack on the phone with Michaela because the place is getting shot up. I have to drive. I was probably 15 years old. I'm a freshman. So you're what, 13 when you're a freshman, right? When you go into freshman year? I'm pretty sure.
Either...
Because most people turn 14 during their freshman year.
Yeah, I know you turn 16 at like junior year.
Yeah. So most people turn 14.
14.
Yep. Most people turn 14 during their freshman year. My birthday's in May 31st. So I wouldn't have been 14 yet. I was 13 years old, and I had to drive this car. Intoxicated. Because she's having a panic attack, and I'm the best option. And they're fighting for their life. There's people breaking out the windows with bar stools, like throwing them through the windows. Sea-Wash was there, and TJ, Sea-Wash kicked through the back door, like one of the steel doors that like are like bolted shut. He kicked through it to help people out. There's a little wooden cutout like that had been patched. He kicked that out to help people get out. Yeah, like people were just running for their lives. Michaela ended up getting to someone's house, like with someone she knew, and we ended up getting her. But yeah, like 13 years old, and I'm at a party. I probably shouldn't have been at the party, to be honest with you. But I was a freshman. Like this is, and they were shooting a music video, and genuinely, like these parties that people shoot music videos at, like a lot of those get shot up. A lot of them, and it's not by the people who are shooting the video or anything like that. It's usually some other people with beef outside of the industry. And so, yeah, man, it's if high school parties and stuff like that are getting shot up, like I couldn't imagine, and that's just here. Like, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, man, I've had a few party incidences that was like that too. The first time I took my boy Dylan to a party, he had never been to parties and stuff before. I had only been to a few. I'd say this was probably it had to have been our freshman year, something like that. But no, it might have been I think it was our sophomore year, because I think it was the girl's 16th birthday. But anyways, we went to this party or whatever, and at first my pops was picky. He already know about all that stuff and all that. He can tell by the area that I like probably shouldn't go to a certain parties or whatever. So he was iffy about that party because of the area. But I was like, come on, Pops, like it's cool, like we're gonna be straight. And then he was like, okay, like he finally gave in. So went and picked up Dylan, and we went to this party, and it was cool. It had just started to get like busy and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, I look over at, all right, so it's the front door, and it's a like rectangular building or whatever. DJ booths over here, like stage is right here, and there's like a side door over here. So I look over to the side door, and I see first off, I hear a gunshot, and I see somebody drop to the floor. It's like a door, and then you walk through that door, and then it's the door to the outside, but in between the two is a stairwell. So I seen the dude get shot, and then he falls like down the stairs. So then everybody started panicking and shit. So immediately I like try and get down or whatever, and then my boy Dylan was like, "Come on, bro, let's go." So I get back up, and then we run into the bathroom or whatever, and we like lock the door and we sit behind it or whatever, and people's banging on the door and stuff like that. We're not letting nobody in, and it's crazy because it was his first party, like you said, it was Savannah's, and then the police finally came, and then we walked out, and then we bounced. And then there was another one that was more of like somebody threw a birthday party. This one was more of a club, or it was a club. So my boys I was with Savannah, and I think two of my boys was with us. It was, a few people might remember this, but it was DeAgent's Christmas party or whatever. So I think that was December of 21. I'm pretty sure it was. But anyways, everybody's having a good time and stuff like that. And same scenario happens. Somebody started shooting up and stuff like that. So I tossed, and this was wrong on my part. I tossed Savannah the keys. I was like, get to the car. I'll be there in a second. So I hurry up, give her the keys, and then I run back to grab my friends or whatever, and then I grab them. We get to the car, Savannah's not there. The car is not even unlocked. So I'm like, where is Savannah at? So then I'm starting to go crazy or whatever. I run back in there. I'm screaming, Savannah, like, where are you at? And then my boy roll up in his car, and he's like, hey, I know where she's at. She's in the back or whatever. So we drive back there or whatever, and then she like, I get on the phone. I don't know if she had my phone or if she just like, if our calls weren't getting to each other or whatever, but I couldn't get to her, like reach her for some reason. So they were able to, and I was like, bro, come out the door. Like, I don't care what security's doing. Come out the door and stuff like that. So she finally comes out, and then we drive home, and the whole ride I was like upset with her because she should have listened to what I said for
Yep.
one, but for two, I should have never left her in that situation. So it was both we could have did better, but after that I've been nervous to like leave her side and things like
So
that.
me being me,
Uh
I would have done the same thing
yeah,
because I'm me.
right.
I'd have given Caitlin the keys, but the difference is, me and Caitlin I don't think you guys ever had the conversation of
Right. We were
right?
fresh.
Yeah,
Well, we weren't fresh, but it was like our first year.
yeah. Me and Caitlin have had the conversation from day one. Like, if we're in a situation and I tell you to duck, run, go to the car, you listen.
Yeah.
You don't ask questions. You don't ask
Yeah.
what. Because my biggest thing, because I was in a relationship, and this was my biggest pet peeve, is when something's happening and I tell you to do something out of the safety of your life, and you ask me, and you have the audacity to ask me why, is insane.
Yeah.
I don't have
And
time to explain to you.
Exactly. That
Go.
was the situation that I was in. I told her to do something. I'm expecting her to do it. So when I get there, you can obviously see why it's a panic.
Yeah.
And like I told you and then turned around to go handle business or whatever. I'm expecting you to be there and you're not. So that was like my number one problem right then and there. So after that night, we were like, yeah,
Caitlin
we had to go over some things.
Caitlin knows because you gotta, like, I tell you to go to the car. Like, we've been places and I'll say, like, go to the car, lock the doors. If I'm not there in the next 5 minutes, leave. That's it. End of story.
Yeah.
She won't ask questions. She won't ask why. And it could be nothing. But either I have a bad feeling or whatever.
You gotta listen to those bad feelings.
The night at the
Onyx.
at Onyx. Hey, I got a bad feeling we gotta go.
Yeah.
It got worse, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was just.
And then we got the bad feeling, like I was feeling it too. And then you said it, and I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm on the same page. Right then, we should have left.
Yeah.
We should have just left right then and there. But then we talked to the girls, and they were like, well, we're cool. We're having a good time.
Yeah, if there's one more fight, and we should have just listened.
And it was a small fight that first time, and then after it was like an unsteady feeling. You know what I mean? So then we were like, I don't know. And then we departed or whatever, the girls or wherever they at, and then we went to go dance, things like that. And then that big fight happened or whatever. So then I'm like, nah, where's the girls at? So then we both hop down and we sprint to wherever they are. Like, I'm calling them, trying to figure out where they are and stuff like that. And then we was like, nah, let's just go ahead and bounce.
We meet up with them, and then we're like, time to go.
Yeah, for
then
real.
everything goes downhill.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's just situations like that. And now looking back on that, like I said, I should have just grabbed her and went. Because my boys, I've been with them partying enough. We all know when things go down, just meet at the car. Just simple. So it's from now on, and this is kind of the reason why we don't party as much anymore now anyways, because it's so dangerous. But family is the first priority. So if anything were to go south, like, no, I'm grabbing you and we leaving right then and there, like both of us. I'm not just going to send you by yourself anymore. Like, we both got to go and we leaving.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I'm trained differently.
Yeah. That hero in you.
And that's the truth is, and I think that's what makes me so successful in the Army is because of that.
Yeah.
Right? And not many people know this, and I don't think I've ever told you this. Me and Caitlin have had this conversation. If I was to get deployed to combat zone, and it came down to me coming home and someone who has a family, kids, wife, there wouldn't be a second thought.
Right, yeah.
That's the truth. And and Caitlin knows. I said it a million times. You will move on. You will always love me in your heart. You will always have that love. and that longing for home, but just know I did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody came home
Mm-hmm.
to their kids
Yeah.
because of me.
Yeah.
And that's how I think of it. When I'm in situations, I just think, like, what if that was you?
All right.
I do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
And that's just the noble thing right there, because a lot of people
But-
will be selfish to things.
But I
like
don't
that.
even think it's noble. But it's not coming from a noble place. It's coming from, like, it's not like I want to be a hero.
No.
It makes sense.
Right. Exactly.
It does, like,
Most logical.
in that situation, it does not make sense for me not to sacrifice myself.
Right.
Whether it was, don't get me wrong, I'm not sacrificing myself and going down without a fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
They gonna have to try hard.
Yeah.
One shot ain't taking me out.
No.
It's gonna take a couple,
Mm.
but it's the fact that I would 100%, and that's how I see every situation. What if that was my sister?
Mm-hmm.
What if that was my sister, like that night? What if that was my sister and there was nobody helping her?
Right. Yeah.
And so, and it comes, and maybe that's what it is. It comes from that big brother aspect, that protector aspect.
Mm.
Is that was my little sister outside that club? Number one, I would have been a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been a lot crazier. But it was like, that's not right. Like, matter of fact, I was in the situation where that was my little sister, and it didn't turn out right. Like, didn't turn out okay. Not for me. I was perfectly okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The 27th house. Savannah threw her car in park. I won't tell this story without Savannah's approval for the podcast. I was unscathed, untouched.
Mm-hmm.
And I could only imagine, like, if that was my sister, I'd beat myself up because I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
If anything happened to them, I would, like, that night that the parents and Jason went over and got Michaela and her stuff, they will all tell you it would have went differently if I was there.
Yeah. Right. For sure.
Matter of fact, they all told me I should have been. Not them all.
Mm-hmm.
Jason told me I should have been there.
Mm. Some people will say they're glad that you weren't there
Yeah.
because of how it could have went.
And I genuinely, and that's the truth, is my siblings will call me when my siblings need me. They will call me because, but they will only call me if they actually need me because they know how I'm gonna show up.
Mm.
Michaela told him, "Don't make me call my brother."
Mm.
That's not an empty threat. Like, that's like, those words hold some weight. You may not know it now,
but you will. Like, don't pull that card.
And so, and that's usually what I say to everyone, like, when they come around. Don't make my sister call me.
Mm.
You were different. We've had that conversation, but we've never talked about this. Like that night, right? I felt like afterwards, I felt like I did when I was in Cuba and all that crap happened. Do you know what I'm talking about? Investigation and all of that.
I know what you're talking about in Cuba. What night are you talking about?
That night at the club. Afterwards, right?
Mm.
Because genuinely in my heart, I feel like God was giving me a test to see if I had changed my ways, right? If I had learned from the lesson before, right? So that lesson before, man, I should have just walked away, right? I don't know these dudes. I do know them. I know them very well, but these dudes are more important than my career, like, more important than coming home, and so, yeah, genuinely in my heart, and And that I think that's the biggest thing I've beat myself up about is like, yes, you guys were put in a shitty situation, but now I feel like, how do you say this? Because I wouldn't say failed, but you could say failed, right? I failed that test. I didn't grow as much as I thought I did, right? I thought I learned my lesson. I felt like I did. I genuinely like could sit with myself and like I will never do that again. But then I'm put in that situation and what am I doing?
Mm.
But
Maybe.
it was more of a, I was not mad and I was not upset until something was done to me, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was that no, there's not a maybe. That is what it was. Is the fact that you did this to me and it wasn't right, and now I'm pissed and I want you to know it wasn't right.
Mm.
And I have a tendency to get hyper focused. Hyper focused in, we've talked about this, hyper focused in like, and I said rude things. Kaylin told me that night, she said, if you don't get in the car, I'm gonna leave.
Mm.
I said, fuck you, do what the fuck you want, I don't give a fuck. Boom. I said, you guys can all fucking leave. Turned around, went back. I wasn't drunk. Not as drunk as everyone else.
Mm.
On purpose. Like, I purposely was not drinking that much. And so it was just pure anger. And I think it was bigger than just that situation that I was angry at. I think it was a buildup of, I don't think I grieved my dad in the right way. I think I suppressed my feelings, and I worked every day, 16 hours a day, was making great money. But I was overworking myself so I could distract myself from how I was feeling and not dealing and processing my emotions. And so I think that's the thing that just like set me over the edge. That just gave me that final push of like to my breaking point of, now I'm pissed and I'm mad about more than just this.
Mm.
And so, yeah, like, so when you do dumb things, sit and think about it and reflect on yourself.
Yeah.
It's important, like genuinely, and that's how you grow. Is you're gonna do dumb things, you're gonna make stupid mistakes, and you're gonna like have these regrets and wish you did things differently in situations. But the only way to grow is to go through them and learn from them.
Mm-hmm. And maybe it wasn't necessarily a test. Maybe it was another trial, because you had that first situation, but maybe it didn't hit close enough for you to learn from it. So maybe God put us all in that situation where it's like closer family and things like that. So that way you learn from it. You won't have to. You won't do it again. You make sure you won't do it again.
Yeah.
So
No, I would never do that.
yeah, and it's, for my situation, it's like I'm so big on friends and family. So a lot of people will say that they would have left or they would have did this. In my heart, I couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been smarter for me to leave because of my family, because of my career, things like that. But in my heart, I would have regretted leaving you, like, truthfully. And that's with any situation. I just couldn't do it. So, I mean, next time we both agree there won't be a next time, but it wouldn't sit right with me if I would have left.
No, me and Caitlin.
Yeah. I know you had a long night after that.
Me and Caitlin got into a fight after that, but
Sure.
after everything, but I wouldn't even say a fight. it was kind of, she broke down. But there was a conversation, and if it's not life or death, the people we don't know, not my problem.
Mm-hmm.
Life or death, right? So, at what point, in that situation, at what point should I have stepped in? If that girl was, like, great bodily harm or death, okay, yeah, I probably should have.
Mm-hmm.
But she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't at that point yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, or it's one of us, whoever we came with. And there was never going to be any situation where I wouldn't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were at the club, and some dude was, like, talking crazy to you, swung. All right.
Yeah.
And I'll let you hit first if you want.
Yeah.
But just know, whatever hand you swing with, I'm coming over that shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, and it's like that. Like, as far as others, like, we shouldn't even involve ourselves in that. Like, we know we going to have each other, like, no matter what.
And I think, and I say that in a, when we're out aspect, right? It's very different. Like, it's very different if, because obviously I carry every day.
Mm.
And so with that comes the responsibility to protect others and myself. And Caitlin knows this. But yeah, and that's still great bodily harm or death, right? We were in Walmart or something, and someone came in with a gun. Yeah. And tell Caitlin to go out the quickest exit, and I would go towards it. 100%. And Caitlin doesn't like that. And it's understandable why she doesn't like that.
Yeah.
But, like, people at work know. But at my job, it's my job to do that.
Yeah.
But everybody knows that I'm taking lead. Because a lot of the guys I work with don't have any training. And so, and my bosses know. I've told my bosses straight to their face, this person, and this person are helping people out, not coming with me. I don't care if I'm by myself. I'll go to the car, grab the AR, unfold it, and clear this entire hospital by myself until the cops get here. Like, yeah, it's just, it's nuts.
Yeah, I couldn't, in that Walmart situation, the only reason I carry is to protect my family. I'm not trying to be the superhero or nothing like that. So even if I am carrying or whatever, 9 times out of 10, I have 2 guns, one with me at all times and one in our bedroom and locked up, of course. But in that Walmart situation, as long as I'll only pull out my gun if I need to. You would go towards the situation, I'd go as far away from it as I can, because the main objective, I want to get my family home safe with me there too. Because in that situation, things could go wrong and you could die, truthfully.
No.
And you know that, of course. But I want to make sure that I get home to my family, because we're young. We got so much life to live and things like that. So I want to make sure that we get home. So I'm getting as far away from it, and I'm only pulling it if I need to.
It's risk versus reward.
Yeah.
Right? It's, what are you sacrificing to save? What are you possibly sacrificing to save? Right? So imagine Town East during Christmas time. Active shooter walks in. What are you saving versus what might you sacrifice? Right? Because if you're going to carry, you got to be proficient. I can make a pretty far shot. I know the difference between cover and concealment. I know how to do this. I've done it. Pretty good at it. Allegedly.
Yeah.
And so, like, but I'd also say there's a difference between me and you, right? I'm trained for this situation.
Right.
I can clear a whole hospital by myself if I needed to. And so it's just, again, that protection aspect of things is, I genuinely in my heart believe that, like, that's what, I've done a lot of bad things in my life.
Yeah.
Done a lot of horrible things in my life. Horrible things to people. If that's the one thing I had to do to make up, not with God, not with anybody else, with myself. That's the one position I had to put myself into to make up for things I've done wrong in my life to myself. And I think that's a lot of things. Like, I try my best to do good things for people because of myself.
All right.
Like, and it's not in a, like, I want to feel good. It feels good. No, it's like, at one point, like, I will sit down with troubled youth and talk to them and spit straight facts.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I did. This is how I changed. This is what made me change.
Mm-hmm.
And because if I can help one person, because I didn't have anyone, like, I crawled my way out of the position I was in. I got kicked out when I was 17, 18 years old. I didn't have anywhere to go. I slept on my friends' couches. Then I moved in with my ex and her mom, which was not a healthy situation to be in. And I didn't have anyone to rely on. I didn't talk to my mom or my dad. The only person in my family I talked to was Savannah when she'd see me walking down the street from the bus stop and she'd give me a ride back to the house. That was it. I joined the Army because my mom told me, basically, and she made it felt it was right. I can see her point of view, but I don't agree with. I can see her point of view and I understand her point of view, but I don't agree with it. Basically, she told me if I didn't join the Army, I'd never have never get anything from her. That I couldn't rely on her, anything like that. And so, yeah, I left for the Army. I built everything up, and so, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat things.
All right.
I had it different than my siblings. I fought tooth and nail for everything I have. And we can dive into that. And from first cars to moving out on my own, like all of these things, I did it all by myself. I was the only one of my parents' kids who didn't have someone help them with their first car or anything. Actually, matter of fact, it's not to talk badly about my parents. But I'm not required to agree with any of the decisions that they made.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to buy my mom's car, and she traded it in. I was supposed to take over the payments of the Ford Fusion that we took out to Mulvane. Matter of fact, she traded it in for the Expedition, I think. I think it was the Expedition. No, for the Escape. And so, yeah, I was driving the Kia for a while, and then I didn't like the fact that I was tied down, not by like rules or anything like that. So I made a decision to do it by myself, because I made it this far by myself. I can do this by myself too. I did, and I went in there, I negotiated, and I walked away with a $205 a month car payment.
That's good.
They did screw me. I ended up getting a ticket the same day, the first day I had my car, because I bought it the day before my payday, and they let me drive it off the lot with no insurance. I went to my mom's house to show my mom my car, and I was on the way back to my apartment over by East High, and they lived right over there. Um,
Right down the
and yeah,
street.
I got pulled over at where the exit from 235 to 135, and the state trooper told me I was following too closely, asked me for my insurance. I said, and I told them, I said, the car lot said I was okay. Like, they gave me the 60-day tag. They said it would be fine if I got it tomorrow. I'd never done this before. Like, I I don't know how this works.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me a driving without insurance. Had a bunch of fines I had to pay, which is a misdemeanor, by the way. Yeah, and but I figured my way out of it. It was just different for me. Like, it was just a different aspect.
And situations like that is what molded you to the man you are today.
Yeah, 100%. If I want something, I go get it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I get this. This is what I want, and this is what I want to do it. I want to do it as fast as possible. But I also think that's a curse. Like, it's a blessing and a curse, right? I want to do this, and I want to do it the right way, and I want to do it the best way possible, and I want to do it as fast as possible. Okay, well, I want to move out. Okay, I want this kind of apartment. All right, I want it as fast as possible. Well, we got to figure other things out, right? So I went from that apartment to the 27th house. 27th house screwed me over. I walked in there with almost an 800 credit score. Walked out with a 450 credit score and $3,000 in debt. Not because of my choices.
Yeah.
I paid my bills as much as I could, but I was doing it by myself. And I got into this counting on somebody else, and that's where I messed up. Defining moments. I'll never rely on anybody my entire life to make sure my bills are paid.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Or just in general.
Like,
not rely on anybody else.
Yeah.
Because relying on anybody else will not only, it'll slow you, it'll put you in situations like that, and it'll slow your life down too. Because a lot of people will say that they wanted to or would have went somewhere like in life, like whether that be a college, just that next step in life, or traveled somewhere, but they didn't because they were waiting on somebody else.
Yep.
So
and I'll tell you my one experience with that, and you get it to this day. I was going to go active duty, EOD, and a girl told me, the girl I was living with, and her mom told me, basically didn't want me to go, right? I don't want you to be far away, So I didn't go. So I stayed for a girl. Did it turn out good in the end? I met Caitlin, yes. But it would have been so cool to learn how to disarm bombs. Dangerous job, but that's also what I enjoy. I enjoy that thrill. I enjoy this is going to sound really bad and kind of morbid. I enjoy that encounter, that adrenaline you get from like life or death situations. I enjoy that like fast-paced thinking.
I get what you mean.
And so it's just, I don't know, man. It's
just like I said, waiting on others, or just that situation, just putting others before yourself, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's exactly what I did at the 27th house. I put everybody above myself.
Yeah.
Had everybody living with me. Had everybody eating the food I was buying, and nobody was giving me anything in return.
Right.
And my breaking point was I left with the Army for 30 days, and all I said was make sure the house is clean, and make sure you have some money for rent. Came home.
None of that was ready.
Oh, no. The house was picked up. The kitchen was still dirty. That's what it was. The kitchen was still dirty, and there were three or four full handles of all kinds of different liquor. sitting on the kitchen table, that table. And I walked in and I said, "You have some money for rent?" I saw the bottles. I said, "Do you have money for rent?" And he said, "Nope." And I said, went and put my stuff up, walked out. Went to my mom's. We talked, figured out how I could get out of the lease and all of this. I worked out a deal with the landlord and got out. I didn't even get out. I applied for my apartment, and just in case she didn't let me out my lease, I would have broke my lease, and that way I wouldn't have a
broken lease on your record and
Yep.
then trying to apply for somewhere else. Yeah, smart.
I know how to play the system just a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
For real.
And that's like the Kia. The Kia was paid. I put $3,000 down on the Kia.
Mm.
No. I take that back. No, I didn't put nothing down.
Mm.
I didn't put nothing down on my first 2 cars. I got $3,000 taken off when I was at the dealership.
Mm.
That's what it was. So my first car didn't have a down payment. My car payment was $205. I traded that in for the Kia. Didn't put anything down. My car payment was $3 or $4 something, and I was juggling on the bills at the 27th house. Something had to give, and so that's how I got the Fusion.
Mm.
Is because there's no ding on my record.
Yeah.
There's no repossession, willful repossession, anything like that on my record. So I had to figure it out because now they want all this money. So yeah, don't depend on people because people are only as trustworthy as far as they can spit. Not everyone, but relying on somebody is it's
not gonna get you where you want to be in life.
Oh yeah, you have to get it yourself.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. And with that being said, this has been an episode of Brotherly Beliefs. And yeah, follow us on all of our social media. Links are in the description.
Yeah.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Let us know what you guys would like to hear.
Yes, please. Give us some ideas. Give us some feedback on what style of podcast you really liked or topics you want to hear us talk about, questions you may have, whether it's faith, parenting skills, love, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Let us know, and we'll answer your questions.
Yeah.
And that's until next time.
All right. See you guys later.
Later.